Alright, welcome back for round 2 here with Clone Gary. Our first match. Alright, and this looks like a really fun opener. We've got early interaction, we've got a nice top end, and a clone effect. And there's pretty much any non-land card off the top would be a good draw for us. So it looks like we're up against mono red. This is not the ideal start against mono red, but Tymaret can slow them down by profitably blocking a Scorched Spitter or a Fervent Champion. And then hopefully the Murderous Rider can do some work as well. Probably trade with the Robber of the Rich if given the chance, although Tymaret does get quite large if we allow it to build up some devotion. Oh, hopefully it doesn't just get stomped. So a second Robber of the Rich, interesting. Well, here I'm definitely going to take out the Scorched Spitter, allow them to draw some cards off of the Robbers of the Rich. Hit one of our Gray Merchants. Alright. And we have the option of playing out another Tymaret or killing one of the Robber of the Rich. I am going to go with the latter. The question is, at what point do we do it? I think we're going to do it right when they go to combat. As much as I would like to give them the opportunity to attempt to play a Rimrock Knight on it, or a Pump Spell, I think it's a mistake to just let them see an extra card here. We've been fairly lucky so far in that they've only hit one non-land card, and it's a 5-drop. That doesn't work that well for them. They can quasi-duplicate their Robber of the Rich here. That would be interesting. On our next turn, we're going to try to play out the Murderous Rider as a blocker. And if we are able to resolve the Cavalier of Night, I think we can turn the corner, but it's going to be really close. Alright, so they are going to use the quasi-duplicate, but that does give it back to us at least. So we can use that with Jumpstart on a future turn. Do we want to hit another land? We do not. We've got quite a few lands already. I do think it was correct for them to use it. You want to just really maximize your resources, and the fact that that gives them another Robber of the Rich that can steal cards from us. Ooh. And they've hit some really good ones here. They can Murderous Rider right now and hit in for 4 points of damage. Yeah, unfortunately, they have found some good ones off of these Robbers of the Rich. I think our best shot is still to play out the Cavalier of Night. We can't destroy one of their creatures, but it is a big lifelinker, so we'll see what happens. Oh, and that's cool. This actually sends them on an adventure for the opponent. Not something you see very often. Alright. What are they hitting here? Come on, lands. Oh, they actually have the same amount of cards that we have, so finally they don't get to draw off of this. Pretty nice. Let's get rid of the real one. They're a mana short of Embercleave. They have, like, Infuriate. They can trade with the Cavalier of Night. double Rimrock Knight could also do it. Okay, back up to 5. Feeling like we got a second breath of life here. And just stomp directly to us. Okay. Alright, so let's grab a blue source to start. So we can quasi-duplicate the Cavalier. I would like to actually destroy this Robber of the Rich when we do that. So I think it makes sense to Tymaret and then quasi-duplicate. We can then buy it back next turn with the Order of Midnight. Also just double quasi-duplicate. Oh, we're 1 blue short of that. Okay, let's Tymaret. And then quasi-duplicate here. I don't like leaving them with a creature out, just because I don't want them to have a card that they can pump or, in a couple turns, play an Embercleave on. So let's sacrifice the Tymaret. Go ahead and destroy the Robber. And here we can actually attack in to guarantee that we're gaining some life. And it was hairy for a while, but it does feel like with our 2 4/5 lifelinkers against an empty board that we have actually stabilized here. And I think we are actually about to start becoming the aggressors here. Oh man. And our favorite card, Gary, shows up just in time. Go ahead and get in there. You know you're in trouble as the red deck when you're considering a chump block with a Fervent Champion. And Gary for the win! And being able to win game 1 is always so big against the red deck because it typically gets much worse for them after sideboard. And we're going to bring in Cry of the Carnarium, we're going to bring in some Tyrant Scorns, and 4 Aether Gusts. Getting rid of the Order of Midnights, the Midnight Reaper, and let's see, what else do we want to shave on? The Cavalier of Night was an all-star that game, so I hesitate to bring Cavalier out. I guess probably the 3 Burglar Rats can go. They don't trade with that many things. Rimrock Knight and Scorch Spitter, but not much else. And then Tymaret can be a good blocker, so I'd like to leave Tymaret in. I think I actually want to go down on our clone effects, as we're unlikely to get enough time to really make use of them. So shaving on the numbers there makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe for that reason, we can actually go down even farther and bring 2 of the Burglar Rats back as a way to pinch them on resources and slow them down. Yeah, I like this configuration. Alright, this is not the ideal starting hand, but it is good enough. We've got an Aether Gust to slow them down early on, a Tymaret to block, and then some really nice top end. Alright, and them not having a 1-drop is certainly a welcome break. They play the, I was going to say, if they play the Runaway Steamkin, I'd be happy to Aether Gust that. Let's see what they hit off of this. Oh man, Ayara would have been an awesome one against them. So I think it makes sense to Tymaret here and just offer the trade. Well, looks like we're getting stomped. Oh, Lava Coil, okay. Well, the upside of this is that they're not playing out Ayara this turn. Ooh, the Fenlurker. Gonna use our own dirty card exiling against us? That's not cool. light up the stage. Okay. So here we have some interesting options. I think I want to put this on top of their deck, and they're likely to just play out Anax next turn. Could also play the Burglar Rat to chump block when they play out Anax. Okay, we're going to put a stop here, and we are going to Aether Gust this. Also let them get in for 2, put that on top of their deck. So many interesting options. I want to save as much damage in the short term as possible. And by playing out Nightmare Shepherd next turn, I'm hoping that they won't be able to attack with anything. Tyrant Scorn is also a very, very good draw. So one thing I can consider is Burglar Rat, Tyrant Scorn. I'm going to save that for a few... Ooh, that sets us up really nicely with Cavalier of Night, actually. So I am going to run that play, because then we can sacrifice the Burglar Rat to the Cavalier. So they will get to steal 1 card from us. So wait till they go to attacks here. And at this point, I am going to kill Anax. And then we can Cavalier of Night to get rid of potentially Ayara or Robber of the Rich. And they've hit a couple of our Ayaras here. So I do expect one of them to come down. The good news is we have a pretty high life total at this point. So if we are able to stick Cavalier, that could be a nice way to be fully stabilized. Okay, let's play it out. And the question is, do we get rid of the Robber of the Rich or the Ayara? The Ayara represents kind of incremental damage. The Robber of the Rich represents they get to draw and play 1 additional card. Okay, let's sacrifice the Burglar Rat here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Robber of the Rich here. They have quite a few of our cards already exiled to it, and I don't really like giving the opportunity to potentially hit something really good. Of note, they have no black creatures in their deck, so they can't get advantage of the card drawing effect. Can't take advantage of it, I should say. Okay, so this is interesting. This feels like Embercleave is coming down. In which case, I just want to block here. Oh, it's a Lava Foil. Oof. Alright, they kind of got us there. Luckily, Nightmare Shepherd should also help us stabilize. Ooh, Atris is another excellent draw. Let's scry first. Bottom the island. So Nightmare Shepherd versus Atris. If we Atris, they can't quite double pump here. Yeah, we're gonna Atris. And then we're going to be a little bit conservative with our blocks. We might just let them hit us on the following turn, because once we get Night... Oh, okay. I will take all 3. Thank you. Wonder if that was their way of conceding, essentially? That is a really strong draw from them. So, This does change the math a little bit as to whether or not we want to simply take this hit. I don't think we can afford to. It's a lot of damage coming through with Torbran out there. Do we want to trade for Ayara or Scorch Spitter, though, is the real question. I think I want to trade for Scorch Spitter. Saving 3 damage here. Okay. Play this out. Get the Nightmare Shepherd going. And the Timuret. Alright, so they can pump their creatures quite a bit here. They are giving us the opportunity to trade with Torbran. If we don't trade with Torbran, we take 5. We can then start exiling creatures from their graveyard to go back up. I think I am going to trade. This feels much safer. Oh, okay. I see why our Timuret died. When the Nightmare Shepherd died, our Devotion went down. Took me a minute to figure that out. So I don't see a point in playing out another Fenlurker here. Oh, actually, there is a point because we can then trade with the Ayara. Man, this is a tough game. We need one more good piece of action off the top of our deck, and we should be in good shape then. And I am willing, I think, to just trade both of these here and put ourselves in a top deck war. This does make a Gray Merchant off the top less impactful, but it's still a great draw, so let's clear their board while we can. This also gets rid of, for example, a creature to wear Embercleave. Murderous Rider. So I'm debating just running this out and starting to attack, get our life total up. I think we're better off holding it, though, as an insurance policy against a good draw from them. Phoenix of Ash. Yikes. Okay. Let's put that on top of their deck. Ayara is an excellent draw for us. And then here, my plan is to play Swift End on the Phoenix and then play out the Murderous Rider. Hopefully that buys us enough time. One of the critical turns was where we blocked the Torbran with the Nightmare Shepherd. I think if I had realized that Timuret was going to die at the time, I probably would not have made those blocks. But Torbran is such a dangerous creature that it's hard to pass up an opportunity to get it off the board. Alright, and Tyrant Scorn is pretty much the ideal draw here, because now when they buy back the Phoenix, we can just return it to their hand. We could also try to run them out of cards in their graveyard to exile to it. It's only 3 additional cards, though. But I think it's actually better to return it to their hand because it does escape with that +1/+1 counter on it. And it's not that much more expensive, and they have plenty of mana to be able to cast it from the graveyard. Alright, so let's go ahead and bounce it now. And if we're going to hit a land, a Scry land is nice. Okay. Castle Locthwain's an interesting one. I think it's good. We're going to be buffering our life total a little bit with the Murderous Rider. So being able to draw an extra card and find more action quickly is important. Yeah, and each turn right now as it stands, if this is all they're doing, is just a 1-point life swing against us. So let's go ahead and draw a card. And that is a good one to draw. Let's go ahead and slam Gary. And put them down to 1. So now even an Embercleave will not get them out of this. Yeah, they can hit us for 8 here with Embercleave. And I think being able to beat the mono red deck is a pretty good piece of praise for the Clone Gary deck, as a really streamlined aggressive deck could potentially be quite difficult. Alright, let's get in there. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll join us for the next round. We're going to see how many wins we are able to steal in this traditional standard event. If you enjoyed, consider a like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.